hello. I'm going to be using my webcam because I need a new tripod. Again. So, I don't know why, but YouTube families can't go like a week or two without abusing or neglecting an animal, and I have to touch base on it because I'm very heavily into the whole animal thing, It's how it is. So, I pulled a video up by Tanner Rates. And I'm sure if you're in the pet community, you know what they've done. This video is unlisted. So good thing I have the link because you're not getting away with this. So what had happened was this family got a bunny, didn't know how to take care of a bunny, and kept leaving this bunny unsupervised with this big doodle mutt thing. And they knew that their doodle mutt had a resource guarding issue, but they still left the rabbit alone with it. And then they checked their security footage, and the golden doodle thingy had snapped the rabbit's neck while correcting it, trying to get it away from its food. And the family could have prevented this. There's no doubt about that. There's no reason to leave a rabbit unsupervised outside, let alone with a giant 70-pound dog. So I'm going to go through this video. I'm going to give my opinion. I'm going to point out what I think is neglectful. And we're going to move on from there.
Was laying on that back side, so there was kennel between them, but like their heads were right next to each other. And now look at this. There's Charlie.
So they have the dog having a nap, and the rabbit is dead a few feet away.
There's the rabbit.
The rabbit is just laying just like the Charlie.
Yeah, and here's Grizz over here like, what's going on, guys? What you doing? But yeah.
And someone with some sense. That son points out the rabbit looks dead.
The rabbit looks dead.
Yeah. He's not. It's funny, they're just...
Nothing.
He's breathing,
that right there is one of my favorite signs of neglect. That is a pun. Bad pun. She literally says, it's breathing, right? Like, you're the adult. Go check on the rabbit. Why'd you immediately pull the camera out without knowing the rabbit's okay?
Right? He's breathing.
Oh, the rabbit's very clearly dead. It's not in one of those splay positions.
Bunny!
It's flat on its side.
Is the rabbit really alive?
Is the rabbit really alive?
Actually, I think the rabbit is dead.
Yeah, no shit, the rabbit's dead.
Oh no. Oh.
Quit I hate her acting sympathetic. She doesn't, there's no way she actually cares. She allowed this to happen.
How'd he die? Did he...
Darn it.
All you have to say is, darn it.
Did he get a heart attack?
I can't find any marks or anything, so it's possible that, you know how rough they've been playing?
His eyes are still...
No marks or anything. Did he try picking up the rabbit? They found out later that the dog broke the rabbit's neck. Like, it'd be very obvious.
open.
He's not alive. He didn't make it. It's possible that his neck got broke or something. Chris just wants to play.
What happened?
He wants to play. What's wrong, Grizz?
What happened, Grizzy?
They were all best friends.
Charlie?
What happened to the bunny? He's getting to be Charlie's best friend, too.
Oh, they were laying together and everything.
Charlie?
And he was finally letting us start to pet him. That's how he let me start petting him.
We have to bury him.
We need to bury him, and we can't do it here. We have to take him somewhere to bury him. He's just getting to where he literally was like...
He
had the best life
now. Yeah.
He did not have the best life. I'm sorry, that's absolutely ridiculous.
They were friends, and
They'd play all the, like seriously, it seems like all day. Within the last 3 days, Charlie and the bunny have been like inseparable.
And now they're going to exploit the children who are clearly very upset and crying about it. Like, that makes me really mad.
It's hard when we know that a pet is sick and it dies. It's even harder when it's
so sudden. It's neglect.
So sudden, how
I just hope that it's
Crazy, because 10 minutes ago he was like running around and jumping around. He was totally fine.
I think that's probably what happened is something happened and he...
Something happened and he got his neck broke. I want to know where these people get off thinking you can leave a rabbit alone with a dog.
got his neck broke.
Yeah. I just hope that it was just like a easy.
There's no punctures. There's not even any slobber or anything on him. Like, it's just like literally.
I wonder if he just like...
You know how he goes and they get running and he would.
You have a dog and a tiny rabbit wrestling so hard they're rolling and tumbling.
Bite at Grizz and they'd roll around. Yeah, I think it was an accident.
I don't think they care, honestly. Here they got the pan shots of the children crying.
It's okay to be sad.
It's totally...
As
You
it's
let
told,
it
it's
out.
okay to be sad.
This isn't something
Okay,
you should
sad.
really be sharing of your children.
I'm a lot less sad. I'm sad about it for Charlie and you kids. I'm a lot less sad because I've had this happen a lot of times in my life.
If the dad's had this happen a lot of times in his life, is he referring to leaving rabbits out with dogs to be tumbled with and resource guard killed?
And my problem is I started to get connected to the whole him and Charlie having a
Good relationship and...
fun relationship. He's literally climbing. We watched it this morning, remember? Trying to wake Charlie up this morning to play.
Yeah, trying to get him out of the kennel.
Charlie
You guys could have prevented this.
Charlie definitely has a different look to him right now. Poor guy. He doesn't know what's going on.
Why are you crying?
Has something sad happened?
What?
We'll have to go upstairs.
You're recording, bringing the camera down, like, you're recording waking your son up and going to tell him that the rabbit died.
Geek. Do you want to talk about it?
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
As you may know, Canyon doesn't like to show emotion. We're trying to teach our
Don't
kids
kid
that
alone.
emotion is good. Emotion, it's fine to be sad. It's great to be happy. It's perfectly fine to show those emotions. And Canyon's not quite there. He's always been...
If he doesn't like to show emotion, get him off camera.
It's always been hard for him to show his emotion. Even since he was little, he would get embarrassed. It's going to take him a little while to process this and to talk about his emotions. When we had to put Polar down, it was really hard for him, and he still says, I miss Polar.
Maybe he just doesn't want you recording his emotions on for the world to see.
All the time. It's hard for him to have a change. And he's not like Lizzie, where she will openly cry in front of people, and not like Danielle.
They left the rabbit with a 70-pound dog, unsupervised, who resource guards his food, and allowed the rabbit to get in the way of the dog who resource guards his food.
Or she will go in her room and cry about it and not let people know that she's crying. It's a hard thing to teach kids to understand their emotion and to be okay with it. What about you? How do you show your emotion?
I cry. A lot.
Allie and Lizzie are a lot alike. They openly cry. They're not worried to hide their emotions.
Because it's okay to cry.
I am very uneasy with all the arms around the neck of the dog.
Because he knows what happened, and I now know what happened. We watched the camera footage. We have a camera out there, pointing out to where they were at. And Charlie does not like anybody messing with his dog food. And the bunny got too close too many times, 3 times to be exact. Charlie warned him the first time, warned him the second time, and then kind of barked, chased him the third time, and ended up just getting too close and too crazy. And the bunny didn't make it through that little wrestling match.
Wrestling match. It was a fight. It was a fight. The dog attacked them.
They had. It wasn't biting. It was more just like they were wrestling on the ground.
Like what he does with the kids.
Yeah, that's what the grizz. And so, but the bunny didn't make it because Charlie's 100. No, Charlie's like 70 pounds, and the bunny's just this tiny little thing. And anyway, kind of sad, but he's just having a tough time with it. It's just dogs have feelings too, guys. Is that the one you want?
Yep. Yeah.
What are we gonna use this for?
The headstone.
So then they go on to the side of the road somewhere instead of burying the rabbit in their yard, which they should have done in my opinion. And they bury it in a very shallow, my opinion, ugly grave, and then nobody seems to care except for the youngest boy, who they continue to record on camera crying, and then they do a walking shot, so a shot of them walking away, which I find distasteful. And then they try to claim the dog's depressed, which, if you check the video, the dog had actually just gone on a really long, stressful walk. Based on the dog's actions, at least. I can't guarantee. But that's my opinion of why the dog is acting sluggish near the end. But notice the blatant neglect in this video. Notice how many times they refer to the rabbit as the bunny. This helps prove a point that I don't like to make, but it's true. Rabbits are still not treated or regarded as high as dogs and cats, which means care is not, people don't pay as much attention to the care as they would like a cat or a dog, which I find awful. For instance, I've heard and been researching about GI stasis, which I've heard can come up because of too many pellets and a lot of factors like that, which sucks, and more people need to be looking into it. And I'm not going to say that that's 100% true, because I am still researching it myself. I don't like how they acted in the video. It creeped me out. My rabbit died, my other one died December of 2019, and I only recently started to get over her. I still cry when I look at photos of her. Here's a photo of her. Her name was Casper. She died of GI stasis on a Sunday night. And then you know about my newer rabbit, Fish, who I love a lot and would not treat this way. I haven't even let Fish meet my dogs. I feel like it's just better off if they stay in their own separate worlds. I can't understand why a family would neglect a rabbit like that. It's okay for some animals to be friends with some animals. However, it's another thing to like leave the rabbit outside with a 70-pound golden doodle with the golden doodle's food while the golden doodle has a resource guarding problem. You guys set this up yourself. You guys killed this rabbit. You guys need to make a video apologizing and explaining what you learned and what you did wrong. You're teaching people how to neglect animals. You're teaching people how to do things incorrectly. And that's ignoring the amount of times I see people like tightly hugging the doodle's neck. You shouldn't even be doing that. I wouldn't trust this family with any animal. Like, I wouldn't trust them with a goldfish, honestly. This made me really, really angry to see. Oh, wow. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked, please hit like and subscribe, because I make new videos on people doing stupid animal things or my own actual pets every single time I can. Lately, I've been iffy with the quarantine and my mental health, but I do still enjoy making videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.